You're gonna make me a lot of money one day. You know that, right, Bitcoin? How would you like to be Mrs. Bitcoin?
What are you doing, dude?
Hey! I told you to knock, goddammit!
You know the walls are clear, right? It's literally glass. We can all see you. We've been watching for the last hour.
Well, I know that, but still, just knock so I know that you're watching me, okay?
After I posted my video yesterday, there were more than a few comments of people telling me that the chart had changed since I had recorded it yesterday. Now, in my defense, it is true that this candle right here changed from a red one into quite a big green one. The chart is still completely relevant, alright? I have not actually adjusted these symmetrical lines at all, except to extend them a little bit, this one quite a lot, for no real reason other than to just try and give it more credence. So if these lines are still to be believed, the momentary top for Bitcoin is in. It is, however, the bottom line, which I am less confident in. The main reason for that is to draw it in an ascending fashion like I have done here might be a flattering interpretation of what's actually going on. An argument to make it horizontal could probably easily be made. If we look at the volume profile, it does actually give credence to the idea that support is rising, with the median volume point being at around 7,950 USD. Quite a lot of volume there. This bottom line is priced at around 7,750, 7,800, and it has already been wicked down to on 3 or 4 occasions. A fifth real retest of it right now probably doesn't look great. Volume drops off significantly if we get past this stage, which continues an overall trend of rapidly declining Bitcoin volumes. But that does raise an interesting question. Is dropping volume a bad sign? Of course, the honest answer is it's a little more nuanced than that. There are definitely situations where it is not. However, in this situation, I have to say that it is. Let me explain why. First of all, volume is useful in ascertaining how strong a change in expectation really is. Bitcoin has, up until now at least, been in a downward trend, so we hope for a trend reversal at this stage, which expectation seems less reasonable if there are less market participants trying to do the same thing. Another way of thinking about it is this. Imagine there are a lot of market participants and the price is going up, volume is high. Then you could have some assurity that there are a lot of people who are in consensus about the direction of the price. And that's why you can have more confidence in it. But like I said, it's more nuanced than that. People are complicated.
I would never leave you, sweet Bitcoin.
Low volume could, theoretically, be a representation of a lack of confidence, which you would typically expect to see at a market bottom. But let's turn our attention to news that could impact this situation. For those of you who are unaware, which includes me, I've long given up tracking these things because of the deadlines, to be honest. There is, however, an SEC decision on a Bitcoin ETF due at the end of this week. We should hear the result of which next Monday. Now, what is an ETF and why should you care? Well, it essentially puts Bitcoin on the stock market. You don't need me to tell you why this has to happen. So this particular ETF proposal was filed by Bitwise back in January. So at this point, the SEC has no option to delay the decision any further. They must give an answer, yes or no, by next Monday. How likely is a yes, though? Well, that exact question was asked on CNBC yesterday.
Any closer? You've spent a lot of time at the SEC explaining your model. Are they any more receptive to the idea than they were a year and a half ago when they basically shut the whole thing down?
Oh, absolutely, Bob. You got to think about everything that's changed in the Bitcoin market over the last 2 years. 2 years ago, there were no regulated insured custodians in the Bitcoin market. Today, there are almost 10. They're big names like Fidelity and Coinbase. They have hundreds of millions of dollars of insurance from firms like Lloyd's of London. 2 years ago, there were no regulated crypto exchanges. Now 6 of the 10 big crypto exchanges are regulated by the New York Department of State with market surveillance technologies in place. And most importantly, 2 years ago, it was a one-sided, inefficient market. Today, we have $200+ million in volume in regulated futures every day. Jane Street and Susquehanna and other big market makers are in the market. The market is trading at penny-wide spreads. It's among the most efficient institutional markets in the world. So not just the work that Bitwise did. Yes, we submitted a lot of research to the SEC and met with them multiple times. But just the evolution of the Bitcoin market over the last 2 years is from night to day. And that's
Okay, you get the point. The Bitwise employee is obviously hopeful that his company's going to have his product approved. That's not to detract from what he's saying, though. There has been huge strides in maturing the crypto market in recent years. The CME, for example, a fully regulated institutional body, as he mentioned, has been trading for almost 2 years with huge volume. My personal opinion on the matter would be that it's probably going to be a denial. I hope I'm wrong. I think they're going to cite reasons of an immature market and or manipulatability of Bitcoin as a reason why they have to protect US investors from the evils of Bitcoin. Not completely unjustified criticisms, but completely unjustified criticisms, and not the real point of concern from US lawmakers. Their main point of concern, of course, would be, but not limited to,
cryptocurrencies such as Bitcoin have been exploited to support billions of dollars of illicit activity like cybercrime, tax evasion, extortion, ransomware, illicit drugs, human trafficking.
But of course, even that is not the real reason. The real reason is they are afraid of Bitcoin. They are afraid of its ability to be anti-establishment. The powerful are afraid of losing some of their power. It is for this reason the US is at war with Bitcoin. This is the reason anti-Bitcoin products like the CME get approved without delay, but a pro-Bitcoin product like an ETF is delayed and delayed and denied and denied. Now, I hope I'm wrong. I also hope that even if I'm not wrong, they can't delay it or deny it forever, and they might as well just get it over with. Also, if you've noticed, I've totally refrained from talking about the immediate price action Bitcoin may have to an approval or rejection. I don't honestly care at this point. I just want their decision.
Augusto, I'm telling you, nobody's stopping me. Bitcoin is back.
Look, officer, I am so sorry for speeding.
Last piece of news that could potentially impact the market. Tether founders sued over market manipulation, claiming the damages are in excess of 1.4 trillion, the largest bubble in history. That is a pretty funny accusation, and I am very curious to see what the result of any of this lawsuit is going to be. I don't expect much though. It's not like the accusers have any proof of what they are claiming, but you could reasonably assume that at least on a theoretical level, it is entirely possible. But we know Tether hasn't done themselves any favors in winning the trust of people. All of this distrust is actually at their own accord. They never conducted an audit as promised. They lied about having 100% backed by USD collateral, but in their defense, it was only after they had some funds seized. And their CFO famously said in a private chat that without their intervention, Bitcoin would go below $1,000 in October of 2018. Not a good look if you are a honest organization. Did these guys not go to business school or something?
Why would you go to school when you have the University of Bitcoin, baby? That's where I went. Look at me now. 2014 Mustang. You jealous?
But to be honest with you all, I am so sick and tired of the continuous Tether FUD. It never ends. It's been many, many years at this point. Now, that's not to say that Tether isn't the lifeblood of the market. On many days, you'll see it have greater volume than even Bitcoin. That is true. But if it disappears, I just expect people to use something else. Simple as. There could be some exchanges which go under because they're using Tether completely as their banking partner, but hey, you know what? Other more legit exchanges will just have more signups. But like I say, I don't really see anything too much coming out of this lawsuit, but I will be watching it with interest. That's it from me. Thank you very much for watching. Appreciate all the nice comments I get. You guys are awesome. I'll see you on the next one. Here are the results of the exact same study put against the simple buy and hold the damn coin returns. As you can see, an order of magnitude more profitable. Same exact thing with mining, depending on your electrical bill. If you would have just bought instead of buying mining equipment. So you're telling me that the best way to trade Bitcoin is to not trade Bitcoin? It's quite the realization.